Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. My name is Rebecca, and if you're new here, I post videos mostly about luxury content and with a little lifestyle sprinkled in every once in a while. So if you're into that kind of content, then definitely hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any future videos. And in today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a review and what fits in the Louis Vuitton Trousse 28, however you say it. It is French, so not 100% sure on the pronunciation, but I will be going over my thoughts, how I got it, how you can get one, and also what fits in this lovely piece. So if you want to see all of that, then just keep on watching. Alright, so the first thing I will do is just really quickly go over like the specifications of the bag. So this is the 28 size. This bag did come in an 18, a 23, and then the 28. This is no longer in production. This is a vintage piece. You can only get this on the pre-loved market at this point, which is unfortunate because, spoiler, I do think this is a really great piece that I wish they were making in the current day. So I will go ahead and do the exact dimensions for you just in case you are curious about that. So I do have a little tape measure here. So I'm trying to measure, like, it's kind of floppy. So as you see, like, it can like squish down a little bit. I'm pretty much measuring from like the piping edges just to give you that context. So it is about 11 inches across, about 6 3/4 high, and about 3 1/4 in width. So it is definitely a substantial piece. It is the biggest size. Like I said, it is the 28. So also let me show you the interior. So each trousse is actually the same on the inside. They're the same bag, just different sizes. So you do get this lovely little like slip pocket here, which I feel like mine is maybe on the looser end, especially because of how I use it, which you'll see in the what fits portion, but it doesn't bother me. It's fine. You obviously have this open area, and then you have 3 scrunchy pieces to hold like your liquid items up and down. Now, one thing to keep in mind is I have noticed when I was searching for one of these that the scrunchy pieces, that's not the official name, the elastic, I did notice some peeling and wear on some like really old ones, and also, you know, you can get peeling anywhere in this lining. Like I said, super old ones, sometimes you will find that. And then another interesting bit of information is this model also existed pre-date code and when there was a different zipper style. It was the eclair zipper. And just to bear in mind, I do not know if this is true. I read this on the purse forum when I was searching, but apparently at a certain point, some years ago at this point, Louis Vuitton will no longer work on the models with the eclair zipper. And somebody, if you know if that's true or not, let me know. I did see it on the purse forum, and I made sure that when I bought this, or you know, when I was looking for this, that it had this style of zipper in case I ever do in the future want to get the zipper and the lining replaced. Now, I was able to score this piece for around $250. However, I did have a little bit of a journey in trying to find this piece. So let me jump into how you can get one and kind of how I landed upon this one. So, since it is vintage, you cannot get it new in the store. You have to either go through a private seller, like on the Facebook groups for Louis Vuitton. Most seasoned luxury lovers know about those groups. One of them is like LV Addicted or LV Ritzy, one of the two. Very popular. It's talked about amongst the luxury YouTubers all the time. Or you can go through places like Fashion File, The Real Real, Rebag, any of those like official consignment type stores. So when I was first looking for this piece, I really wanted to go with like a consignment website, mainly because, you know, usually you do have that like refund backing where you can return it, or, you know, they do I feel like there's more guarantees when you buy from one of those. But with that said, you do pay more of a premium when you buy from those sites. For example, most of the time when I was searching for this size on the like consignment sites, I was seeing them for like high 300 to 400 range, whereas like I said earlier, I got this for about 250 from a private seller. So I did actually order from The RealReal twice trying to get one of these, and I have to say I'm not a huge fan of The RealReal, honestly, after my experience, mainly because I noticed that they, for one, don't really put a lot of photos on some of their listings, and for two, the descriptions are honestly not that great either. I think Fashion File is really strong in those areas. They do provide a lot of detail and a lot of photos typically. And something to bear in mind if you are buying from The RealReal, I noticed that not every single item is eligible for return and a refund to your original payment method. So be very careful when you are shopping on The RealReal, because some items are exclusively marked as like no returns or returns for only store credit. So that can be frustrating. I made sure that the ones I ordered were returnable. So the first one I ended up ordering, I got it in and it was just not in as good of condition as they advertised. If I remember correctly, there was like a weird like scuff. It was not just something that would wipe away. It was like in the canvas, like a damage, like a scuff mark damage. And because I've seen these on the market in like much better condition, I did not keep that one because A, it wasn't disclosed in the listing, and B, that just wasn't how they described it. So I wasn't going to pay like $400. I think I paid like in the $375 range for both of the ones I got on The RealReal. And that, like, I just wasn't going to do that for something that was not as described. So I did end up giving them another chance because I did have like a discount code from like signing up for an email or however that works when you're like a first time buyer. So that was the original reason I even went with them initially, because I had the coupon. So once I ordered another one, and I was sad because the condition was excellent. The condition was perfect, but there was a really terrible like perfume odor, and it wasn't like a pleasant perfume odor. I don't even know how to explain it. I just could not deal with the smell. And again, it was not disclosed. I've noticed with Fashion File, they will specifically call out if a piece has a musty odor, perfume, cologne, like they call that out. And I think rightfully so, because some people are very sensitive to smells, especially perfumes and cologne. So yeah, that one went immediately back. I couldn't get past the smell. That drove me to this one on the Facebook group where I purchased from just an individual seller. Now, I was a little bit less skeptical going this route since I had gotten to see the piece in person from attempting to order it from The RealReal. So I was like, okay, if I get one and I can't return it, at least I know I like the piece itself rather than, ordering something you've never seen in real life before from a reseller with no returns. And when I saw this one, the condition was like perfect. And again, the price is like $250. And I'm going to show you close up. This is literally in like great condition. The only thing that she had noted was that there is tarnishing on the zipper. Let's hope that's focusing. And as you can see, it is a little bit tarnished. I did actually clean it with Brasso when I first got it, and it shined right up. I just haven't done it again because honestly, it doesn't really bother me. I use this every single day. It sits in my drawer, like it's holding all my makeup every day. I really don't care about a little bit of tarnishing. I never even attempted to do the zipper because I was too nervous about the fabric. And again, it really it just doesn't bother me. Hopefully that's focused. Yes. So all of the corners, let me show you up close. All of the corners were perfect. The piping was really good because that's another thing I've noticed in my searching. Sometimes the piping will be really wonky, like in certain corners. It was just, the interior was perfect. And when I show you the interior up close, it's actually, the dirt is from me. It's not dirt, it's makeup, but I just haven't cleaned it out in a little while. But it was literally in like perfect condition. That's all just makeup from me. It's not damaged. This is a wipeable lining, which is amazing. So, I mean, for $250, this thing is in excellent condition. The only thing is, when I did get it, it did have that like vintage storage smell, which I will admit did turn me off at first, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to like try to resell this because I just can't really get past that smell. But I actually found a YouTuber who found like recommended a way to get scents out of vintage bags. I will link his video below because it worked. So basically what he said was, put your piece in a bin, like a closable bin with those laundry scent beads, and leave it, and it will, you know, help to eliminate the odors. So what I did was, first and foremost, I took water wipes and wiped everything several times. I would wipe it, dry it with like a microfiber cloth, and then go back over it. I did that a handful of times initially. I cleaned the zipper, I did all of that. Wiping it did help very little with the smell, but you know, obviously I wanted to get like any storage residue off of it. I mean, it definitely did have some like dirt, I guess, when I was wiping it. And then what I did was I put it in a bin. I did put parchment paper down on the beads because I didn't want this to be touching the scent beads in case it would stain them. And then I also put in a Ziploc bag more beads, stuck them inside, and left the Ziploc open. Again, I just wanted to make sure nothing was actually like touching the bag that could stain. And I closed the bin. I would leave it for a day. The next day I'd come in, I'd wipe it. I would do that whole process, wipe it, stick it back in. And honestly, it really doesn't smell anymore. I mean, I like very, 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 very faintly can smell a tiny remnant of it, but it's not like, you know, even that, I can't smell it. And I do think with use, that helps get smells out because obviously this was likely being stored and now it's being used, it's being taken out, it's being aired out. Obviously it went through the whole process when I was trying to get the smell out, but the scent beads like 100% helped to remove some of the smell. So that was incredible. So that is the story of how I got this piece and, you know, how you can get one. I do want to jump into my review now and kind of explain why I got this as well. So my intention with this piece was I wanted one thing that could hold all of my makeup. Now, I used to be a huge makeup collector. If any of you have been watching YouTube for a long time, you know, in the beauty space, you know, 2016, 2017 was a huge era of owning a lot of makeup, and and I was very much into those videos at the time. But I have since downsized my makeup collection, and literally everything fits in this bag, and that's exactly what I wanted once I downsized my makeup collection. I wanted something that could hold everything that I can just pull out of my drawer, take into my bathroom, and do my makeup. So that was the main intention. I did intend to also travel with this, but I will admit I don't use it for travel as often as I thought I would, only because it is kind of big and I am generally a carry-on only traveler, so I will usually opt for my Trousse 23 and I put my essentials in there. Like obviously everything that's in here I don't need every single day. It's, you know, I have, you know, multiple eyeshadow palettes and things like that, so I can downsize when I travel, and I put it in my Trousse 23. So I've ordered this mostly for makeup and with the intention of traveling, which I will say, I actually kind of want to get another one just to have for like travel, but not for like toiletries and stuff. I want it for like hand wipes, chargers, like all those things you kind of keep in your like carry-on purse that you don't necessarily want to pack away in your suitcase. I feel like this would be really handy for that. Or if you're a mom, I feel like this would be great for putting in like diapers, wipes, maybe an extra onesie, snacks. Like I feel like you could definitely do like a little emergency on the go kit with this, and I think that's also amazing. So I definitely think once I get through some of my other like wish list items, I will start hunting for another one of these because again, I really love this piece. I think it is amazing. I don't even know if I said that yet, but it's amazing. I love it so, so much. It is exactly what I wanted in a toiletry bag. Now, I actually do have another video on my channel that is with another toiletry bag from Louis Vuitton that is currently still in production, and I ended up selling that one because The piping was Vachetta, and that made me kind of nervous because obviously the Vachetta ages, and if you're taking this in a bathroom or you're traveling with it and leaving it in the hotel bathroom, you could get watermarks. And I know Vachetta in the piping is not a lot. I just really didn't want to have to worry about that, so I ended up selling it. And also, I didn't love how the opening was on it. Like, I don't think it was as wide, whereas this one, I mean, I can open this, like, just really easily, and it kind of stays. I mean, it does want to, like, revert back, but it's so easy to get in and out of this. There is no Vachetta. It's literally completely wipeable and carefree, so I really don't know why they don't still make this. I feel like if they made it now, they would probably charge a lot for it and it would sell, because I just think it's truly, truly perfect. At least for what I was looking for, and just in general, like I said. I really, really love that there are these 3 scrunchy things. Now, I will note one con to the scrunchy things is that if you do want to get a bag organizer to kind of help keep its shape, or if you find one that maybe the interior is not as nice as you wanted, obviously if you put a bag organizer in this, you are going to be having these things, the pocket and the scrunchy things, on the outside of the organizer. So you may not be able to utilize them as much as you would if you don't have an organizer. So I definitely wanted to make sure that the one I purchased had a good, clean interior so that, I didn't need an organizer. And sometimes I feel like organizers do take up a little bit of space, especially when you're talking about smaller pieces. Obviously, in a Neverfull, I feel like it's, the space that an organizer takes is negligible. But in a smaller piece, sometimes I don't love having an organizer. So that is something to keep in mind. You will kind of lose your access to the scrunchy things, or you'll have to go like behind the organizer. But I actually love having those, and I didn't think I would. I was like, I could live without them. But I love that I can stand up my liquid products. So I can make sure that like my foundations, tinted moisturizer, like all that can stand up and it holds it in place. So I really do think that's very, very convenient. And I do love that this has the, slip pocket, so you can put your like thinner items there. I put all my like stick items, so like mascara, eyeliner, brow gel, brow pencil, all that type of stuff in that pocket. But it would also be great for like tissues, makeup remover, anything, thin face masks, if you wanted to store that in there, if you were using this for toiletries or skincare. It's literally so versatile. I think it's just a very well constructed piece. I really don't think that you would regret purchasing this item. I think you'll be happy with it as long as, you're expecting to use it for makeup or toiletries. I love it. And like I said, you don't even have to use it for just those things. You can definitely use it as just like an organizer in one of your larger bags. So I really love it. I really recommend it. I definitely say if you are going to be looking for one, be a little bit patient, because obviously with pre-loved, you're kind of just hoping for things to pop up on the market. And there's times where I see really terrible ones of this, and I see some that are in amazing condition. So I think just hold out until you can find one that's in really, really good condition, unless you don't mind having like a project piece or one that you maybe need to get the lining replaced. If you do find one that's like pretty dinged up on the inside, then usually those are very affordable. Affordable for the luxury space, let's say. You can find those for like $125, and then you can just go ahead and get the lining replaced. The canvas on this honestly feels so thick and luxurious. Let me see. I actually don't even remember what year mine is from. I want to say, I don't remember where it's so hard to see. it's either 87. Yeah, I think it's from 1987. It's old, but the canvas is so thick, and I've always heard people talk about how like vintage pieces have that really like nice thick canvas, and I really never had anything to compare it to, because my oldest bag was my Neverfull from 2016, which I think that one feels amazing too, but this definitely feels quality. You can feel the thick canvas. You can feel that it's a substantial piece, so I just really, really love it. Another thing to also keep in mind when you are purchasing is that sometimes the zippers can be a little bit firm. This one actually was a little bit like tough at first, and it's still not like butter, but it's fine. And I ended up just taking some parchment paper and like rubbing it along the whole zipper, and that does help. I could probably stand to do it again if I wanted it to be a little more smooth than it is, but honestly, it's fine. Like I said, it works. I use it every day, so highly recommend this piece. I don't have much else to say about it other than what I've said, so I really hope that you found this helpful. I am going to go ahead and pan over to the what fits portion. I basically am just pulling everything out, and I'm going to put everything in and show you how it all goes in here, and I'll put some audio over it just so you can see kind of everything that fits. So I thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy the what fits portion, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.